Hi, this is Mason, and you're watching the 315 with Brian Higgins. Now it's time to start the post-game show. Here's Brian.
Oh, here I am. Here we are. That all just happened. Man, it's 14, it's 15, it's about to be a million, it's 5. What's happening? Syracuse wins it by, how much did they win by today? 8? 91-83. Offense must be fine. They had 91 points. We will never ask about it again. The defense, on the other hand, today, questionable. Nate George, though. Shout out to you, Nate George. Bringing, without question, your best game in a Syracuse uniform. That finally looked like the guy that we saw at Georgia Tech. But, Syracuse has to hang on to beat Northeastern, gives up 52 points after halftime, and wins it 91-83 in a game that took approximately a day and a half. That was a long one. What was the official game time? They don't have it. It's like 2 hours and 20 minutes. There were a lot of free throws. Syracuse went to the line 48 times and actually made 70% of them. Go figure. 34 or 48, though. We're down in the 40s for a second there late and made the game interesting. But there we go. Syracuse gets the win. That's what matters, right? Yeah. The offense suffering without Donnie. Hopefully he'll be back for Clemson. That was alluded to during the broadcast at some point. But you know the drill here. Link pinned top of the chat. So you can join the show if you would like to partake here today. As always, we will have Red's post-game press conference in whatever exotic form it takes today when that becomes available here. After last game, it took a very, very long time. We'll see if it's long, short, here, there, or otherwise today. Lots else going on here to tell you about. We are full. We are in a full go mode. We rolled it out during the post-game show on Wednesday that we've hit the 500 subscriber mark, which means that I can charge you money for things. So if you see that little $sign at the bottom of the chat, you have the option to do a highlighted message. And I don't think this was quite functional during the show Wednesday or Thursday, but I think I've clicked all the right buttons now. You have the option to become you're all subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button. You have the option to become members. There's a couple of monthly membership levels that can get you some special stuff and just show your support. Again, always appreciated, never necessary, but another good thing that we've got in the old channel now. So got that going. And do stay tuned for later in the show. Got a big announcement for something that we just got set up today. Really cool for the holiday season. We'll wait for the show to fill up just a little bit more, and we'll fill you in on that, which is going to lead to some cool stuff over the course of the next few days and be very important for Transfer Portal Syracuse, TPS Report number 11. Me and Jordan on a special date and time, Tuesday night this upcoming week at 8 o'clock. Because, we're not doing Christmas Eve. That's just, no. But we will do Tuesday night, and we will have a very, very special show for that. Is there a Wildbirds promo code? We don't currently have a Wildbirds promo code, Supercat. We do not have a promo code. So, unfortunately, you are stuck full boat for that. Thank you, T. Murphy. T. Murphy, you have become the first member, I think. You have signed up for membership. Do you like how I named it? You're a 315 loyalist. Sounds extreme. You can be just a friend of the 315, but if you want to be a loyalist, you gotta pony up the big bucks. Sadly, you bought some overpriced bird food. That is excellent. I'm glad you did, Brian Bixby, that you bought overpriced bird food. Speaking of food is going to be an important part of our announcement later. We're going to be charitable, and we'll tell you about all of that later on in the program here today. So lots going on, lots to look forward to, and we got a lot. There's a lot of things going on. Going on. But glad to have you here. Glad to be filling up the room here as we're rocking out here on Postgame. And I don't know, they won. Winning is good, but it just kind of feels like it felt like the other night, right, against Mercyhurst. And yeah, is Northeastern better than Mercyhurst? Sure, but Northeastern is now 4-6 with the loss. They're no great shakes. This is back-to-back quad 4 wins. These are games you're supposed to take care of business. But it would have been nice here over this stretch of the last 4, soon-to-be 5 games, where it was St. Joe's into Hofstra, which we know was the loss a week ago today, into Mercyhurst on Wednesday, into this one. Thank you, Kev, a friend of the 315. And then Stonehill on Monday. See no reason to think that'll go any differently. That's funny, though. You can they should have stared at you. They should have brought out a bird to stare at you. Yeah, T Murphy's a level 5 supporter. We like this. We like a level 5 supporter. But yes, Max, to your point, like, have you felt good about Syracuse basketball any point since the end of the Tennessee game? Like, have you felt good about Syracuse basketball any point since the end of the Tennessee game? The St. Joe's game was like, 9 o'clock start. Then the Hofstra game, pulling away. Oops, lost. Then the Mercyhurst game, it's Mercy freaking Hurst. I think that's their official name. And that you're never going to lose the game, but that was nip and tuck. No, you subbed, Kev. Oh, look. See, you're green now, Kev. Look at that. At least the what I'm looking at, you're showing up as green, which means you've subbed. We like that. And then today, you're up 14-15 to various points, but this team just it lacks the drop the hammer ability that you'd like to see from a good team. They can't drop the hammer. Sometimes you need the hammer dropped. I like this. Those that sign up for membership, their name turns green. I didn't even do that. YouTube does that itself. That's fun. We like that. We like fun. Now we know that you're all that you're on the nice list here as we get toward Christmas. But this was the time, like, all right, I'll give you one Lucy game. Like, these games, you're coming out of finals, there's nobody there, no students, the atmosphere is whatever. I'll give you a 1 or 2 just, mentally off nights, or you check out for the second half or whatever. But 4 in a row is not good. 4 in a row is not good. And here we sit 11 days out. Clemson will be here in 11 days. ACC play will be here in 11 days. Like, all right, we're going to level 5 it? We're going to avoid the dips? Like the Noid? Like, what are we going to do here going forward? We gotta see something. Or, because you can't have, I apologize for saying this, you can't have the dips late in games against legitimate ACC teams, however good the ACC is. Say you're on the same level as Clemson or whatever of these teams coming up. I use Clemson just because it's the first game in ACC play. But, okay, that's great and all, but are you going to be able to close out that game? Because you haven't shown the ability to, run away and hide in a game. But, like, are you going to be able to close out the game? I don't know. You just don't feel great about their ability to close out a game right now. Even today, where they made free throws enough, like the point guard did what the point guard's supposed to do in games like this. Full credit to Nate George today. Because Nate George did exactly what he's supposed to do. Hi, Viv.
Daddy.
Yes, Viv.
We're hearing you on the TV, and Mommy was sending you a message of it.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Thanks for letting me know, Viv. Bye, Viv. Thanks for stopping by. There goes Viv. Hi. Bye. And upstairs she goes. We were predicted to win by 17. Yeah, I mean, what was the spread? 14? 13 and a half? I think 13 and a half. Yeah, they're not covering any of these games. It's just, it's tough. And I think we'd all be more forgiving of it because they won, right? Like, winning is good. We'd all be more forgiving of it if not for, the last few months, the last few years, and the whole thing. I think that's what makes it tough. That the like, if you hadn't lost Hofstra, you excuse a, mental checkout second half of a game, but you did lose Hofstra. If the Tennessee win, man, if that feels 8 million years ago. 8 million years ago. I think we would, Dan. It's a lot of years now of this. Like, it's a lot of years. And it's the thing where they can turn it around. You go start winning ACC games. We'll feel good about it. But you can't feel coming off these games like they're going to be capable of winning enough ACC games. I don't know. You can't. It's hard to get that vibe that they're heading in the right direction. The main positive, though, if we want to play the positive game today, and, they did win, we can play the positive game if you'd like. Nate George was the guy today that we thought Syracuse got in the portal. I know Red said after last game, hey, we don't need him to score 18 or 20 a game. Then, ironically, today they needed basically every bit of the 22 he put out there. And I still don't think that's what they need. They don't need 22 from him, but 22 points. Hi, Max. 22 points today, 6 boards, 6 assists, and his only turnover in the game came very, very late. So you look at what he did here today. Like, if you want to play the, okay, it's going to get better game. All right, if Nate George does that, and Nate was aggressive, 12 of 14 in the line, and he was aggressive, and being aggressive created things in a positive way for Syracuse. And he was so aggressive that it worked. That's what's been lacking. I said this in No Wrong Answers yesterday, that it felt like he had faded into the wallpaper. Like, you never felt his presence on the court. He's the point guard. You're supposed to feel the presence of the point guard. Whether that's scoring, whether it's just tempo, whether it's whatever. You need to feel the presence of the point guard. And today, for the first time since really early in the season, it felt like we actually felt the presence of Nate George putting his imprint on the game in the way that I think we all knew he could if you watched him play at all at Georgia Tech. I think that's been the most mind-boggling part of his season. Like, we all saw the guy play a little bit, even if it was just against Syracuse or if you caught just a little glimpse of any of their other games. Like, where was that guy? Here was that guy. Does he need to score 20 every game? No, that's not his game, but 6 assists, 1 turnover. Last game was 4 assists, 6 turnovers. So that is so much better. Do we have a dog? No, we do not have a dog, Kid Navy. We have a fish. What was the attendance, George? The announced attendance was 13,273. I heard butts and seats was somewhere between 6 and 7. Was the general word on the street. We are actively awaiting the Adrian Red Autry press conference, which will either be normal or bizarre again today. I have no idea. What I can say, though, and I do have inside information, that a noted questioner of the Syracuse media, one Mario Sacco, who asked the hard-hitting questions about the Orange offense last game, not covering the game today. He's off to his parents' house, I think, for Christmas. So Mario traveling, so we'll have to see who's going to step into the role of the hard-hitting question asker today in the absence of Mr. Sacco. So something to keep an eye and ear on here today. Okay, where is Red? When will we get Red? Yeah, turnovers less today, Super Cat. I think if you're looking, if we want to play the positive game, which is fine, that was big. They turned it over 11 times today. Forced 13 points off turnovers. They're +4. But I mainly am looking at Nate George there. 6-1 assist turnovers. That is legitimate. Yeah, Nate George finally played a good game. I think you look at everything from this game. It was good to see Cayenne finally score again. He had 18. His first legitimately good scoring game in a while. The Nate George thing is the biggest thing to take away from today that hopefully can be carried going forward. Yeah, Randy, I'd say it was a very hard game. I think it's because of the tempo, and I mean there were 68 foul shots in the game, 48 taken by Syracuse. It was a tough watch. It was a tough watch. So because there's just starts and stops with all the fouls. It was hard to really lock in on the game today. He thought William Kyle was sick. Sadiq must have been sick or something, right? Like he went over to Red and took himself out of the game at one point, and I don't think he ever came back in, or if he did, it was very briefly. Sadiq played just 16 minutes, no points, 4 rebounds. I mean, it's hard not to be sick in the area right now, like flu, and like everybody has something, or around here right now. So not a surprise to see it running through the team. Hopefully, get through Stonehill, get through Christmas, and then literally come back healthy. And I mean, like, no flu, no colds, and maybe Donnie Freeman actually on the court for the Clemson game, and then we could see. And yeah, Super Cat Sadiq has been struggling, and he's a freshman, so I like, that's fine. Like, obviously you'd rather he not be, but that's fine if you have Donnie Freeman back. Betsy, I thought, played a nice game today, and he played more minutes because Sadiq only played 16. Betsy played 24 minutes today and actually did some stuff inside the arc today. Only hit 1 3, but he had 14 points. I thought it was a very good Tyler Betsy game. Yeah, I really like Sadiq White. He's a smart player, but he's a freshman. He's still growing. This is where you need your veteran in Donnie Freeman. Oh, we're waiting for the press conference, Super Cat. It has... we're still waiting for Red to walk into the room. What did I do? I just clicked a button and it did something terrible to it. I need to refresh it. Yeah, Sats was sick from everything I heard as well. Everyone's sick. I'm hiding in the basement. I'm hiding away from the germs. I recommend Emergency, not a sponsor, but they could they could come back. Like MJ sick, which he was either had the flu or I like the food poisoning account from the doc. I like that it could have been random food poisoning. But yeah, Sadiq needs to get stronger, Bruce. But he's a freshman. You assume he will. I don't have any reason right now to assume that Sadiq White won't get stronger. Like, that's a reasonable thing for freshmen to need to do. Yeah, it's a reasonable thing for freshmen to need to do, and that's why you hope that you have Donnie back, because that alleviates the pressure that you don't need Sadiq. Right now, they need Sadiq. It would be nice not to need Sadiq. Yeah, the Stephen Fontimano game. Yeah, Stephen Fontimano state champ. I mean, come on, guys. Fonty did it. Who else can do it? Yeah, and like I have no reason to think he won't do that, Bruce. Like, it's true, he's a freshman. He's a freshman. Like, that's a normal freshman thing to need to do. That's a normal freshman thing to need to do. Yeah, the refs were working that whistle hard today. They were working that whistle hard today. 68 combined free throws is, what's the word? A lot of combined free throws. How did Kings play? Kings was fine, Dan. Like, nothing really stand out. He had a little spurt in the second half where he had back-to-back buckets. Kings, 14 points, 5 boards. Only the one thing, it's weird. Like, he's playing well. He's not shooting well. He was 1 of 5 from 3. The rest of his game was very good. I thought he had a very similar game to what he's had for most of the season, which is oddly playing well but not shooting well. So he's not doing the thing we were told he was brought here to do, but I think he's playing very good basketball. He's just not shooting very good basketball. Rewatch The Aviator for tips on how to establish a germ-free zone. I know I saw The Aviator. I mean, heck, that movie's got to be 20 plus years old by now, right? Probably closer to 25 years old. I remember it being good. The accent for Howard Hughes probably being correct but off-putting, and that's not a movie I've ever gone back to rewatch. That is not, to steal a Bill Simmons line, that is not a rewatchable for me. Leo's other movies from the same time period, Catch Me If You Can, eminently rewatchable, but I have never watched The Aviator for a second time that I can think of. Now I just kind of want to watch Catch Me If You Can. It was a level 5 broadcast, Weez. Good. We like a level 5 broadcast. We're currently doing a level. We're advancing our level rate, waiting for Red, because he is level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 walking to the podium.
I thought today, Tyler Betsy, Nate George, Cayenne, those guys stepped up and made big free throws when we needed it. But like I've said all year, and we've said it from the beginning, I've stressed defense, and, not at the expense of our offense, where we put up some numbers today, but it was at the expense of our defense. I personally, is disappointed in our defensive effort. We got to get back to the fundamentals of keeping people in front of us. I know we lost the ball, lost sight of the man when they killed their dribble. So just things that we got to get back to. We just haven't been able to get our defense of intensity sustained since we've been back from, since the Tennessee game, to be honest with you. So we got to get that back. We got to continue to work on that, get that grit, that toughness that we had. And again, keep improving on offense. Again, these guys, I thought Tyler Betsy was huge off the bench, gave us a huge lift. Nathan George, big time, 22 points and 6 assists, 1 turnover, but 12 from 14 from the free throw line. I thought that was huge, and we needed them, and they all stepped up. Cayenne as well. They stepped up at the end to make those. So we got to continue to improve. We got to get our energy back on defense and our focus back on defense. I thought the first half we were on our way to doing that. In the second half, it just, we lost focus. We got our 14, and then we kind of lost focus. We got to continue to work on that.
It's wild that Red has actively stopped saying level 5.
I think again we stopped paying attention off the ball. I thought when they drove it a couple of times and they stopped and reverse pivot, we kind of lost our man. Whether it's a cut or whether it was a kick out 3, and then we didn't get the 50-50 balls. Those are the things that we didn't. They got 17 offensive rebounds. And a lot of those, we know how the game goes. If you don't get those rebounds, they normally end up in 3 points. And our objective was to guard them on a 3-point line. The first half we did. The second half, I think we gave up seven of them. So we just got to do a better job of paying attention and keeping people in front of us. They had too much drive and penetration. We didn't do a good job of keeping guys in front of us.
That was a real legitimate basketball answer there. What is happening? We like that. Good.
I thought we were. Again, the way we ended the first half, even though they made the shot, we held them to 31 points. So we were on pace. And then, we came out in the second half, thought we got up to about 14, and then, we let them back in. We can't do that. I think, that's the biggest thing that we've struggled with, in a while. Even with the games that we've won, we've been up, we've kind of had that dip a little bit. So we got to continue to work on that. They know that. I'm challenging these guys every day with that, and we just got to, keep getting better with this.
Coach,
try to get better with this.
Coach, you talked about dips, and the last couple of games you lost the second half.
Say level 5.
Is there something about your message that you feel isn't getting through to them about needing to maintain the focus and needing to play at level 5?
I think the message is getting through. You can talk to them. They understand. We're very informative of the timestamps and the things that we're doing and how we've, we break everything down to them so that at the end of the day, they have to start stepping up and taking accountability as well. Obviously I'm the head coach, but the players have some responsibility as well, and and that's what my job is, to keep challenging them on that and get them through that. And I think they understand that more and more now, because this is like 2 or 3 games that we've had this, and so we'll continue to show them the film, show them the timestamps, give them the information, and keep pushing and coaching them. Me and my staff, we got to be able to push through that, because it's taken away from some of the stuff that we're doing well. It really is. Like, we get up to 14, 16, or things like that, and we just, we kind of lose focus. And we got to push through that.
Coach, you talked about Nate George. He shot only 16 free throws the first 10 games. I think he's at 19 the last 2. Like, how has his aggressiveness and ability to get to the line just help you guys overall?
We needed everything today. I thought, again, we put a lot of pressure on the rim. When you talk about our offense, we try to put pressure on the rim by penetrations, rim runs, and then kick it out. But he was big for us today. I thought he controlled the game, especially late. The ball was in his hand. He made the right plays. And he got, he was strong with the ball, got to the foul line and knocked him down. And, we need Nate George to play that way.
That was the best game Nate's played for Syracuse, and it's not remotely close.
40-36. How do you, number one, how does that happen, and how do you fix it?
I thought I thought they were more active to the ball. I thought their big men were more active. Our guys were, we just couldn't scrape those out. They moved, they got the loose balls, deflections. I thought they did a good job of finishing around the paint. But it's just not our big guys, it's really 5 guys. A lot of those rebounds were kind of outside that paint, and we got to rebound together, all 5 guys, and we talk about that. So continually just trying to reinforce that and working on that and making that a point of emphasis as we move forward in the season.
Coach, from the line, 93% in the first half, not the best showing in the second half from the line, but down the stretch the guys were clutch the line. But how do you build that consistency from the line, from an excellent first half to a full game of that?
We just got to keep working on it. We got to keep working on our free throws, and we've been doing that as of lately, and you're starting to see some payoff. For the game, we shot 70%. Let me make sure that's right. 70.8. So we'll make sure that's right. And so we just got to keep staying at it and working at it. And again, I got to give my guys credit. When it counted, they stepped up and made it. So I think that's something that you pull from as well. You reinforce that, all right? Because free throw shooting is about repetition and confidence. And they all stepped up today and made them.
They actually got their good free throw shooters to the line late, which had not been happening.
3 defensive stops in a row. How frustrating is it for you to have the team play defense the way they have the last 3 or 4 games?
Yeah, very frustrating. Very frustrating. But you just got to keep challenging them and pushing them. They have to get better. They have to get better. We have to get better as a coaching staff, and as players, they have to do their job as well. So we're just going to keep rolling our sleeves up and going to work every day to get better.
Looks like we have a little more clarity on when Donnie's coming back. Red against Clemson. Just how did you come up with that plan with him to build up, and the timing will be good. He'll be back in the race.
That wasn't me. That was the doctors and the medical people. They come up with that timeline. So, I had I was informed of that as well.
What is he going to bring to the table that maybe you're not getting now when he comes back?
Well, I think you get another guy that can obviously space the floor, a guy that can step out, a guy that can rebound, a versatile defender, a guy that can kind of score inside. And, he's a pretty good free throw shooter, too. So, again, a guy that can capitalize and space the floor. And I think it's just going to open a lot of things up for the rest of the guys, the Will Kyles and the Nate Georges and JJ. So, he's a big part of what we do. So I think his spacing will be, important for us. And he's a guy that, that can, defensively, that can, gives us some versatility. We can change lineups, play different lineups with him. So, we'll be excited to get him back when he comes back.
Didn't that sound like First Answer is about to say, and his team? Like the medical guys and his team, and then reeled it back in?
We got to make shots. I thought we got some good shots. I thought we got some good looks, and we didn't cash them in. So we have to make those. So in order for us to try to, continue to improve, we have to make open shots. And we got some today. We just didn't make them.
Coach, you talk about players have to take accountability. How does that manifest itself? Does it mean less playing time?
We don't know.
Possibly not starting. What does that mean in terms of players taking accountability? How do you...
These guys, they know what they can do. They've all shown that they can, do a better job, in particular tonight, of this game right here. I thought our guys can do a better job of keeping people in front. So we'll sit down and we'll talk to them and we'll challenge them and continue to challenge them. And, if we don't see any progress, then, we have to, as a coaching staff, make decisions, But, I think they will come around.
They don't see progress. They
today through 2-18, and just overall what you've seen out of your bench so far this season.
I thought Tyler Betsy and today he really he was a little sick the last couple of days. I thought he really came out with a pop and some energy. And then Kyan, he's been pretty consistent for us. So, that's the one thing, I believe this team does have depth, and we can have, people come off the bench and score. But my biggest focus right now was getting us to get back to playing defense like we were, earlier in the year. I don't want to, again, I don't want to sacrifice, our defense for our offense, because I think this team is good enough to do both, and so, we really have to refocus on that and hammer that in as we finish up.
Red, how do you kind of strike that balance between, making sure that you're pressing it on defense and also, able to put up, lots of points on offense? Like, have you been able to, in practice, kind of strike that balance? Have you seen that yet?
Yeah, again, we spend a lot of time in the film. We do a lot of challenging our players and showing them and seeing where we can get better at in these areas. And then it has to translate in the game. And so far, you know, we've, like, again, we came out the second half, we made a nice little run. We started making some separation, and then, you know, that's what we start talking about. Hey, this is the time that now we have to, really dig in and focus on that. You know, naturally, players, they offensive people. They love to score. The challenge for every coach is, to get that balance. So, we just got to keep, working at it. And again, if they can't respond, then we'll have to make some adjustments from there.
Time for one more.
Coach, you just going back to the free throws, you guys shot season high 48 today. Do you feel like you're nearing where you want to be when it comes to the free throw line, or is there still a lot more work to do?
I'm never satisfied. My players will tell you that. I'm never satisfied. So, I think, I always think that my players can get better. As a coach, that's my job to get them better, and our staff. And again, we've made a huge jump from, probably the last 3 or 4 games from shooting that. But I still think we can continue to improve. As a coach, it never satisfies. You're always trying to push to get them better. So I do think we can continue to improve on the free throw shooting. But I will acknowledge that, they've made that jump in the last couple of games. So, it's good to see that. Now we just got to, it's like, we improve here, then we go down here. We improve in this, and we go down to that. So we got to get that balance, and that'll be the challenge for us going forward. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Courtesy. Yeah, so that's the first Red press conference in a minute that hasn't caused me to want to just slam my head into the wall. This is back-to-back Red press conferences where he did not say level 5. That cannot be an accident. That cannot be an accident. And Red seemed to be in a pleasant mood after that one, as opposed to ornery and defensive, as he was on Wednesday, which this is twofold. It makes the press conference slightly less interesting, but it does make you feel better about the human being. So that I suppose is good. All right, the call line of the live video chat is open. Link pinned top of the chat. But while I have you all here, because now part of the show is I just ask you for money all the time for a variety of things. But this one I promise you is charitable. If I can just find out where I put it here. So here's what we're doing here. It's people helping people. We're here. This show is the 315. We, most of us, live in the 315. 'Tis the holiday season here in the 315. So we would like to help out people in need here in the 315. So with our great friends at Wild Birds Unlimited, we have started a GoFundMe here to raise some cash to give to the Food Bank of Central New York here coming up in the holiday season. Wild Birds Unlimited in Fayetteville has agreed to match the first $2,000. Extremely generous. So the link is there. You can scan it with your phone. The link is there. We'll put it in the chat. And yeah, all donations will be great, and we'll get it right over to the Food Bank of Central New York. So we'll have this going up through Christmas and get that done. We'll tell you about it more, obviously, on Monday during our post-game show. And then on Tuesday, Jordan and I will be doing a very special edition, a fundraising edition of the TPS report, where you can donate whenever you want. But yes, buy my book. What a great moment. The Critic, everybody. So that is available to you. Let's see. What do we got right now? We're very early days. I only started this earlier today. Where is this? We got right now. We have $94 raised. The last donation, $44. That's a very appropriate amount. So a reminder that you can donate there. GoFundMe. Food drive locally for the Central New York Food Bank, and looking forward to helping them out here, hopefully this week. And again, Wild Birds Unlimited will be matching donations up to $2,000, which exceedingly generous. We talk so much about Wild Birds Unlimited; they're very focused on feeding, the birds. So we figured for today we'll focus on feeding the people, and then we can keep eyes on this. We got eyes on the donations. Yeah, we can keep eyes on it. I just we'll be refreshing it all show long on Tuesday when Jordan and I get to it. So we got this going. Pretty cool. We feel, I'm always bugging you like, hey, give me money. And I'm like, no. It doesn't all need to be to me. You can give some money to other people as well. So there you go. There you go. Again, link pinned top of the chat if you would like to join the show. Oh yeah, I know the critic. I know the critic, LA Orange. I wasn't like a huge watcher of the critic, but obviously the buy my book shtick part of it is a classic. Yeah, veterans charities are also good. Kid Navy, like, donate to whatever you want. I don't care as long as you're being nice and helping people out. But 'tis the holiday season. You never know when people are going to have a tough time getting a meal or whatever. And Jordan, during his time as doing the public affairs show for Galaxy for a couple of years, he often, I'd say once every couple of months, he had this nice lady, Lynn, into the office from the food bank, who was always generous with her time to spread the word of the food bank with Jordan. So when we got the idea to do this, I'm like, hey, Jordan, you know somebody from the food bank. Can you reach out to Lynn and make sure if we do this and, put their name on it and use their graphic and, ask her if they'll be cool if we give them some money. And shockingly, she was cool with us giving them some money. So there we go. And here into the chat is the link if you need it. So anything you can do would be appreciated. Or if you just say, you know what? Screw the hungry people. I want to give the money to Brian. We have plenty of options for that as well. So there we are. Yeah, donate to the Donnie Get Your Butt Back on the Court Club. I think that club has taken a lot of donations so far. I think that club has taken plenty of donations to Am I sporting the Infante tonight? Quarter zip, no shirt underneath. No, see, here's the thing, Super Cat. I'm not gonna go quarter zip sweater, no shirt underneath. We've got do I need to show you my undershirt? We've got the shirt under here. It's just we're doing the V-neck undershirt as to not be just ridiculously showing the white undershirt underneath here. Yeah, because that would be that just wouldn't be stylish at all. But do I need to wear a whole nother freaking shirt under this? That seems a bit much. So we've got the undershirt on here. The holiday sweater from the Tennessee game, as you all remember, is in good shape. But yeah, we're not shirtless underneath, but we're featuring the sweater. We're not featuring what goes on underneath. Yes, I love Holmesy today. How hilarious is it that 3 days after Red's we don't need him to score 20, he goes out and scores 20, and by God, they needed him to score 20. Just absolutely hilarious. Does Matt does have a large Matt's like 6'4". He's got a big noggin. There we go. All right, again, link pinned top of the chat if you would like to join the show here today. Just a weird... I think today's game felt weird. Yes, Kev, you placed a very nice order recently. The Simply Sweet Sisters inventory is taking a slight a dip here for just a little post-holiday break, but it's going to... place your orders and whatnot. But it's going to be back up and running full bore, certainly after the holidays as well. Oh, you got your order. Very nice, Kev. Yes, you ordered, you hit the full potpourri platter of orders from the sisters, so we appreciate that as always. We always like our sponsors doing well. You don't understand the replay system? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, well, yeah, because... once they go to the replay, you can't then decide that there was a foul. Yeah, the replay system is extremely imperfect, T. Murphy. Extremely imperfect. Yeah, we know Jen likes the candles. Jen, big orderer of the candles. Jen and I have I've requested with the proper authorities to make sure that the coffee candles will stay in the permanent line going forward. Yeah, Park he's at least 6'3", L.A. Orange. He's tall. He's tall. He's a tall fellow. Again, link pinned top of the chat if you would like to join the post-game show today. Live shows, as mentioned, coming up before Christmas. Will be live on Monday. That's Cuse and Stonehill. Throw out the records when Cuse and Stonehill get together, because they've never gotten together before, so there's no record to throw out. And then Jordan and I, TPS reports, and we'll be raising funds. A good fundraiser on Tuesday. You got to have a good telethon or something every now and again. It's very old school. Well, maybe we'll bring Bob Hope on. He's, very dead, but we can bring Bob Hope on, right? We can get him and bring him on. I think we could pull that off. We'll get AI Bob Hope to come host with us on Tuesday. That'll be a thing. We can do that. Why not? Oh, look, watch. When I do this, we can track it. It's gonna. Oh, come on, update. I thought it was gonna update. It's gone up to somebody else has donated, but it didn't. There it is. 144 now. Now we're raising money, and that 144 is really 288 because Wild Birds Unlimited in Fayetteville is going to match everything up to $2,000. So look at that. Thank you, Robert D. Simone. Dropping 50. Ooh, generosity. 'Tis the season. Good on y'all. Good on y'all. Stonehill sounds like an assisted living facility. That or like a New England prep school. Where the hell is Stonehill? Stonehill College. Yeah, Stonehill College is in Easton, Massachusetts. Yeah, it definitely sounds like it's a private Catholic college in Easton, Massachusetts. It was founded in 1948 by the Congregation of Holy Cross. Holy Cross already had the institution over there. Why they're like, we're putting up another one. All right. It's located on the original estate of Frederick Lorthrop Ames Jr., with 29 buildings that complement the original Georgian-style Ames mansion. Located at 320 Washington Street in Northeastern Massachusetts. Their mascot is Ace the Skyhawk. Enrollment 2,543 as of fall 2022. That is not up to date. All of those people have graduated. You'll donate in spirit? Yeah, spirit counts as well. Big Papa Satch. We got Big Poppy and Big Papa back to back. Yeah, we like that. It's all big. It's all big. Okay. Shall we name, speaking of Wild Birds Unlimited and their match for our fundraiser for the CNY Food Bank? Shall we do our Wild Birds Unlimited Big Air Player of the Game? I don't know if anyone has had such a glow up in Wild Birds Unlimited Big Air Player of the Game. Just when we thought, as we take a look into the darkness of night in the backyard, just when we thought the Wild Birds Unlimited Big Air Player of the Game, after 3 straight going to William Kyle, that we might have to name the award after William Kyle. Nobody else might win it. Like, it never occurred to me Nate George might possibly win the award. I mean, put your thoughts in the chat, but I can't find a way around giving it to Nate George today. It was, without question, his best game in an orange uniform, and realistically, the way the game played down, Syracuse would have lost to Northeastern. You don't want to lose to a directional school. You definitely don't want to lose to a school that is only made up of directions. Their whole school is just directions. You can't lose to them. Nate George was fantastic today, 22 points, and I liked the way he was fantastic. He was fantastic with aggression. He was fantastic with aggression. When they went to zone, he split the zone. He got to the rim, he got to the line. He shot 14 free throws today, 22 points, 6 boards. We like that from a big point guard. 6 assists. Of course we like that from a point guard. And perhaps the most important number of all, 1 turnover. And it came very late. He spent most of the game sitting on 0. And this is after many games in a row of significant turnover numbers. So shout out to Nate George for the first time this season, our Wild Birds Unlimited Big Air Player of the Game. And I'll say this, like, if he keeps playing Like, is he going to do 22 points every game? No. But if he keeps playing anything remotely like that, then if you're Syracuse, you have a chance to do something. So Nate George, our Wildbirds Unlimited Big Air player of the game. Still time to pick up your BirdFi metal bird feeder. I've had a pesky squirrel trying to get up in there, but I think the spicy bird seed has kept it away. Yeah, Stream Elements. There's the link. If you want to buy the camera that is giving us that look into the darkness of night in the backyard, you certainly can. And if you'd like to buy it very specifically from the Fayetteville location, which is where you want to buy it from, that link will do it. Or they're open tomorrow in both Fayetteville, Camillus, from 11 in the a.m. until 4 in the p.m. So you can just go. They have it in stock, and you can just buy it and walk out with it. So how about that? How about that? And then I recommend daytime viewing is better for actual birds. But if a bird showed up at night, it has a light, and the light turns on when it sees action. So it can even do that. So how about that? Again, the link pinned top of the chat. Pat has found us. Pat called in after the Hofstra game. Whoever was wondering about Pat, Scooter listened on AM radio. Like, Scooter listens on AM radio. Like, if the AM tower was ever out for some reason, we very often found out because Scooter would call to notify. So, yes, I miss our Scooter, but the odds of our guy Scoot finding us here on this internet box that we got here don't necessarily seem high. Does the all-season Wildbird player of the game win a birdhouse? We can check with our guy Matt at Wildbirds Unlimited on that. How hilarious would that be, LA Orange, to just at the end of the season just walk up to unsuspectingly to a player and be like, "Hey, William Kyle." Though William has liked the tweets where he wins it, so he may actually sort of be aware of it, at least tangentially. How hilarious would it be to just walk up and give it, here's your bird feeder. All right, gotta go. Thanks, bud. Yeah, Scooter will never see this. Like, Scooter is at an actual sports book on AM radio. He is not on the app and on the internet. God bless Scooter. We miss you, Scoot, wherever you may be. And if you want to find Scoot, like right now, I can place a solid bet that Scoot's probably at the Yellow Brick Road Casino. If you want to go to the sports book, he probably rented out a little thing to watch the college football games today. Posthumously. Ready? Yeah. Did you kill Jack? Don't kill Jack. Yeah. I think Jack would appreciate. Jack is cuckoo enough to appreciate just being handed a bird feeder for no reason. Yeah. That's a good point, Big Papa. Syracuse did score more against Miami than Texas A&M did. I think Syracuse should have been in the playoff. Yes, if this was the only place left to bet, Dom, then we would find Scooter. Yeah, Stefan is he's a radio guy. Like we miss Stefan, but I don't think we're gonna get Stefan here. Is that an accurate sentence, San Diego Q's? Nikki Bella's boyfriend Cooper DeJean? Is that a factual sentence? That's kind of wild. Oh, man. All right, link pinned top of the chat if you'd like to join. So we've done our Wildbirds Unlimited player of the game. We'll continue to check our fundraising here. We'll kick that up, but we feel pretty good. We've set an ambitious goal of raising $2,000. If we hit that, that'll be matched by Wildbirds Unlimited. Whatever we hit up to $2,000 will be matched by Wildbirds Unlimited to hand over to the food bank of Central New York. This is my first time using a GoFundMe for anything, setting one up. Like, I'm certainly aware of, I've used them before, but on the user end, not the setting up end. Very enjoyable experience. Easy to set up, and it allowed me to, and this is great for me, having to do nothing after the fact. It allowed me to connect it. Right, like select the charity or whatever. So I think it takes out the fees they do if it's not a charity. Like, we're not even gonna have to like go and hand them a big check or anything. Like, when we're done, they're just gonna give them the money. So like we just back out of the way as the middleman, and it goes exactly right where we need it. Yes, Dom would like a mailman to be tipped. I don't have a good sense of who my mailman is anymore, Dom. I used to know my mailman a little bit. We had the same guy. We don't have the same guy anymore, and it seems to not always be the same person. So yeah, that's no good. Yeah, was that near you, Kev? That fire? That was tragic. Just very sad. Very sad. Obviously, it was in Liverpool, but Liverpool is large. I don't know if it was close to Kev or not. I think Jack has a legitimate shot to make the league, Randy. He was really good this year. And like family history, his brother's the punter for the Titans. Like people will be very accepting of a Stonehouse in the National Football League this year. Stokes, is he the guy from West Florida, San Diego Cuse? Is he the guy from West Florida? So let's say we'll talk a little more portal later. Like I'm intrigued to say who's going to transfer to Syracuse to play quarterback for a team where you know who the starter is. That's exactly the kind of guy to go look at. Go find a D2 guy to go that's actually played to have another year. 25 years. You started on the 30th of December. That is very interesting, Don. What an intriguing first day to have. Is Liverpool Golf Course gone? Yes. Wasn't that bought by something? Who bought Liverpool Golf Course? That's not Amazon. Liverpool Golf Course is not golf anymore. Yeah, one of those directional Florida schools. One of them. North, south, east. Like today, they just played. Yeah, is that the Amazon? That's where they put Amazon, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, today they played two directions, north and east. Former Gator commit, but he's at West Florida. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, T. Murphy. Just get a quarterback that has actually played quarterback before. Because the whole goal of getting this person is they're not going to play. Yeah, it's just a bootstrap kind of company, Gavino. Let's see if they can pull themselves up and find a way to get through. Yes, I knew Amazon had taken over a golf course. That is the golf course, right? Yes. There we go. There we go. Oh, do we have an update on the? I like doing like breaking news as events warrant. Can we put it in there? Has it updated there? That's what am I doing? I'm showing the wrong thing. Hang on. I've got so many things here. I wanted this. Yes, this. Now we're up to. Oh, come on, update. It's up to 194. Give me an update. Update. There we are. This is very weird how I have to do it to get it updated. We're now up to $194 updated, donated to give some money to the food bank of CNY. Thank you, Kev. Kev is our most recent. We know you. Thank you, Kev. Very generous of all of you. You've been very generous in the. The donations. Certainly now that is live, that we've hit 500 followers here. Generous now. Remember, there's an option if you click on that $sign next to the check box to become a member of the channel, which will just set you up for a very low-priced monthly recurring donation to the channel. I wanted to make it. Somebody suggested this months ago. I wanted to make it $3.15. I wanted to make one of the levels 315, but YouTube made you do $1.99, like something 99. 315 was not an option, and that was no fun. Oh, he said a naughty word on the internet. That said, last year we had a quarterback that rapped on the internet, and that worked out well. So maybe you can take go the McCord way. Though they didn't put up McCord saying, the words that you don't want guys to be saying on the internet. So that is also good. You can see the flames, Kev. Man. Have they determined how the fire started yet? I don't know if I saw that anywhere. Yeah, just sad, wasn't it? A father and his son, just absolutely tragic. Yeah, in the Bayberry area of Liverpool. What was that, Thursday night? Yeah, that'll determine if we want him, Poppy. What letter was it? Was it an R or an A? That'll determine. That said, Now, Fran's the coach, so, he's the right guy to absolve. Tusi is the next Max Mizell. Oh, Martin, that is an underrated comment. Anybody remember the year Max Mizell was randomly the punt returner for G-Rob, and basically all he did, he was just sent out there to fair catch. All season long, fair catch, fair catch, fair catch. Then one time he had some room and returned it, had a nice return. So he got a little frisky. I forget who they were playing, and the next time he returned it, and he got hit in the next month. He got annihilated and then returned to fair catching for the rest of the season. Shout out to Max Mizell. Shout out to Max Mizell for bringing us a brief moment of joy back during the G-Rob era. Shout out to him, and that is perhaps the most hilarious person he could have been compared to in Tusi. Oh man, Mad Max. It was just all he did was he was sent out there. All he was sent out to do was fair catch. That's all his job was. He was that soaking wet, Martin Ball. He was not the size of a football player, nor was he not that he was slow, but he was not the speed you needed to be if you were going to be the size that he was to be a good football player. And yet out he trotted, spent a whole season for the most part fair catching, and one time got just beyond annihilated. It was like one of those cartoon hits where you felt like his shoes and socks and pants should have just been falling off in slow motion and separating away from him the way he got hurt. There was a guy full speed running. Max did not see him at all and just got absolutely taken apart. Again, a new thing today. If you'd like to turn your name green, like T. Murphy and Kev have done, you can hit that $ next to the chat, click on the membership thing, and explore the various membership options that we now have available here at the 315 since we've passed 500 followers. Yeah, we got two levels. One is $1.99 a month. The other is $4.99 a month. And we'll give you some stuff with it. I think I'm going to make some videos available earlier. We'll do some members only things, or we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll get you some good stuff. We'll get you some stuff going forward. But we just appreciate you being here and being part of it all. All right, last call. 4 calls. No calls today. Where's Anthony? Where's all the people today? I guess that's what happens when you beat Northeastern by 8. Not a lot of callers, but link pin top of the chat if anybody would like to join before we sign off here. Again, to recap, the wide receiver kid in Another Teen Movie. To recap, a live Monday, Syracuse and Stonehill, vaunted rivals. 7 o'clock tip Monday in the Dome. Postgame 9-ish on Monday. Then on Tuesday, Jordan and I will be here with our final TPS report pre-Christmas, and we're gonna really push this. We're going to really push, and when I say this, I mean this on Tuesday. Well, yes, we'll talk hoops. Yes, we'll talk portal. Yes, we'll talk Syracuse, but we're going to heavily focus on our donations and fundraising for the CNY Food Bank this holiday season on Tuesday. A little sportsy internet telethon thing. Welcome, Bowling Bald, as a friend of the 315. And a friend of jumping out of planes. You're a friend of all. Thank you, Bowling Ball. So we'll do that on Tuesday. With that, San Diego Q's only goes to Temecula when it is time to sip the vino on a party bus. With that, do you need some help? Glass of wine or old fashioned? I'm not an old fashioned guy, Randy, so I would tell you a glass of wine. That is what I would tell you. But, it's all deadly. It's all deadly. With that, have a great night, everybody. Have a great rest of the weekend. Have a great holiday season. We're halfway, slightly more than halfway through Hanukkah right now, whatever you got going on. We'll be back live here Monday and Tuesday, then, a few days off for Christmas. So with that, thanks for joining in tonight. Thanks for all your generosity and all the various ways so far. And we'll talk to you again right here on Monday night.
Thanks for watching the 315 with Brian Higgins. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn your notifications on. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching the 315 with Brian Higgins. Don't forget